At the family reunion in front of 50-plus relatives, my dad put his arm around me and introduced me as the mistake we kept, but hey, at least he turned out okay. While everyone laughed uncomfortably, I didn't make a scene. I just quietly left, blocked every single family member's number, and moved across the country without telling anyone. 2 years later, they hired a private investigator to find me because I disappeared without explanation. My name's Connor. Growing up, I was the surprise baby my parents weren't planning on. My brother Josh was the golden boy, varsity everything, straight into dad's manufacturing company. My sister Lily was the Instagram darling. And me, I was the footnote in a family that always had a headline. I heard the whispers. They weren't trying for a third. They almost didn't keep him. It was never said directly to me until the reunion. My dad had been drinking. He stood on a bench, pulled me forward in front of 50 relatives and said, "This guy's our family miracle." More like a mishap that turned out all right in the end. The mistake we kept. But hey, he didn't end up in jail, so that's a win, right? Everyone laughed. My uncle nearly spit out his drink. Even my brother snorted into his glass. I didn't say anything. I just walked inside, got in my car, and drove. I crossed 2 state lines before looking at a map. I ended up in Portland. New phone, new job, new life, no social media, no contact. For 2 years, I built something real. I became a freelance photographer, met an amazing woman named Mara, started a blog that went semi-viral. I finally felt like I could breathe. Then I walked out of my apartment and saw a man sitting on a rented car across the street. Private investigator. The past was back. Letters started flooding in. Dad had a stroke. Please come home. You're being named in the family trust. I ignored everything until my sister Lily showed up. "We're family," she said. "No," I told her. "We're relatives." "That's not the same thing." Then came the certified letter from their lawyer. Something about inheritance restructuring. I researched their company, my dad's legacy business. They were struggling. Josh was fumbling. The board was losing confidence. But here's what they didn't know. I'd been quietly building connections with their minority stakeholders for months. One of them worked at a startup I'd photographed. She'd been complaining about Westbrook's missed deadlines long before I knew it was my family's company. When I put the pieces together, I realized I had access to their internal failures before they even found me. That's when I realized they weren't reaching out to fix what they broke. They needed me. So I decided to go back, but not to make peace, to take power. I contacted minority stakeholders. I built a media proposal deck. I documented every mistake Josh made. Missed deliverables, fired employees, lost clients. I also discovered something darker. Josh had been secretly funneling company funds into a failed side venture. The board didn't know yet, but I had the bank statements. He'd left a digital trail trying to cover dad's medical expenses while skimming from operations. It was desperate, sloppy, and exactly the ammunition I needed. When I arrived, I acted humble, asked questions, took notes, offered quiet solutions. Then I requested a board meeting. I presented my plan, a new digital division that would save the company. I showed them numbers, case studies, growth projections. One board member pulled me aside after. "What you just presented, it's exactly what this company needs." I got provisional approval. Then I systematically exposed Josh's failures, not with drama, with evidence. At the final board meeting, I presented everything. The mishandled contracts, the tanked morale, the bleeding revenue. Then I showed them the bank records. Josh turned white. Then I showed my final slide. Install Connor Westbrook as acting executive director. Immediate effect. Unanimous vote. Josh looked shattered. "You can't just take this." "I didn't take it," I said. "I earned it." My dad retired. My mom cried when I told her I was staying, on my terms. Lily apologized. We actually talked. And Josh? He left quietly. He still shows up to family events, still tries to be the center of attention. But now, the room doesn't revolve around him. And me, I don't shrink in anyone's presence anymore. It took 28 years, 2 time zones, and 1,000 miles of silence to get here. But I wasn't the mistake they kept. I was the lesson they never saw coming. And now, they'll never forget.